Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about solving inequalities using addition and subtractions. So what we're going to be doing today with these inequalities is graphing all of the possible solutions. And so that's a very, very important concept to understand when we're looking at what does it mean to do these things. And so I'm going to find my colors here and pull those up. And I'm going to write myself a little note. Graphing inequalities is graphing all, and I'm going to underline all because you're going to see how it's all of them, all possible solutions. Let's look at the first one. Y is less than 7. And so when it says write what the phrase means, it means all numbers less than 7. Notice, the 7 is big because, like, whatever you want to say, the monster wants to eat the 7, so it's the biggest. So it's all numbers less than 7 because why? We don't know what it is, but we know that it's less than 7. And so what I need to do is I am going to circle 7. Now, if I have a line under, it always means greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Line under is a closed dot. No line is an open dot. And so I have an open dot here, and I need to draw my arrow, which is what the graph of an inequality is, toward all the numbers that are less than 7. So if you think about it, which way does it point? Well, it points to all the numbers less than 7. So it's going to go this way. And I'm going to draw an arrow to show that it keeps going. So 6 is less than 7, 5 is less than 7, 4 is less than 7, negative 10 is less than 7. All of those numbers are less than 7. And so that's how you check to see if your arrow is going the correct way. Here's another one. Q is all numbers less than or equal to 3. And so 3 is my featured number here, and it's going to be a closed dot because it could be 3. Here when it was less than 7, it was saying it can't be 7, all the way up to 7. But 3 could be it, so we're going to close it. We're going to say it could be 3, but it's really representing all the numbers that are less than 3, right? And so your arrow should cover up numbers that are less than 3, and they do. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, all those numbers are less than 3. And so I've given you two examples to do here. X is greater than negative 5, and H is greater than 2.5. See if you can do those two on your own. Down at the bottom here, this is what our actual lesson is about today. Solving inequalities. Solving inequalities is exactly like solving equations, except we don't just have one solution, we have all of the numbers that it could possibly be. And so when I look at this, I still need to get the variable by itself. Okay? And so I'm going to make a 0 pair. Must do the same thing to both sides, right? X is less than 13. And so when I look at this, I run into a problem here. I don't have enough numbers. Well, that's okay, because you can add on some numbers here. Because remember, this number line keeps going. So this will be 12. This will be 13. And so my featured number that I'm looking at is 13. And I have to ask myself a question. Is it an open dot or a closed dot? I just drew an open dot. Or I just drew a closed dot. I was not correct. I didn't look at the problem. You should have warned me. It's an open dot because it's no line underneath. And so it's all numbers less than 13. So I'm going to go this way, because those are all the numbers that are less than 13. That's the gist of this. So even if I have it mixed around like this, I'm still going to follow the same process. I'm going to get my variable by itself by adding 1. 7 is greater than t. And so my featured number is going to not have a line underneath, so it's going to be an open dot. And 7 is less than t. So 7 is less than t means t is greater than 7. Whoops, wrote a t. See where I got that? The monster is still eating the bigger number, still eating 7. Okay? 7 is greater than t. 7 is greater than t. So 7 is greater than whatever t is. So is 7 less than t? That means 7 is greater than t. Okay? So all of these numbers in here should satisfy this. So it should be true. So for example, is 4 less than 7? Yes, it is. And so I know that my arrow is going the correct way because when I put in one of the numbers that the arrow is covering, it's true. All right? Guys, that's the basic gist of it. I would like for you to do these next two on your own. And remember, the numbers the arrow covers should satisfy the inequality. Okay? Keep that in mind when you're doing these problems, and we'll see you next time.